In this experiment, you will use a spectrometer to measure the emission spectra of different gases.
The main piece of equipment you will use is the spectrometer. This fixed end has a slit that receives light from a source you want to measure. Light then gets collimated by a lens here, diffracted by a grating you put here. Finally, it reaches a telescope where the light gets focused so your eyes can see it. The telescope can rotate to find more diffracted lines, and then there are two places to measure the angle of the telescope so that you can quantify the locations of those lines. Let's take a quick look at the spectrometer controls. There's a screw behind here where you can turn to control the slit size. This controls the collimator focus. This other knob here controls the telescope focus. There's screws under the table there to level it. And there's a set screw here to let you adjust the height of the table, like so. There are a few more controls here on the bottom. This is the fine adjustment for rotating the table. This is the lock for the table. Then we have two more controls. This is the fine adjustment for the telescope. And finally, you have here the lock for the telescope.
Note that the lock on the telescope must be engaged for you to use the fine adjustment. Let's also learn to read the vernier scale for angle. Like other such scales, you need to add the coarse and fine measurements. You want to read the coarse measurement from the 0 mark on the vernier scale. That's just past the 186 degrees mark on the scale. For the fine measurement, the vernier scale is divided into minutes. There are 60 minutes in a degree. To get the fine measurement, you need to find the mark on the vernier scale that aligns perfectly with a mark on the coarse scale below. You want to use the supplied magnifier for accuracy. The best alignment looks like it's at the 6-minute mark. So the total measurement is 186 degrees and 6 minutes. You will use one of two styles of sodium lamp in the lab. This one is very simple. There's only an on-off switch, and you should give it a few minutes to warm up before using it. This other one has an on-off switch and a brightness control knob. This one also needs a few minutes to warm up. When it's ready, the middle brightness setting should be good. These lamps light up spectrum tubes containing various elements. Their respective on-off switches are shown. When you change tubes, be careful of a few things. First, the electrodes are high voltage. Keep your fingers away from them or unplug the lamps before changing tubes. Second, the tubes can get quite hot. Let them cool down a bit before changing them. Third, turn off the lamps when you're not using them. The tubes have limited lifetimes, especially hydrogen. Finally, try not to touch the tubes much directly. Hand oils can shorten their lifespan. You can use a paper towel to grab the tube. This is your diffraction grating. Handle it only by the edges. Touching it in the middle could damage the diffracting surface. The grating is blazed, meaning that the grating is structured so that diffraction in one direction is stronger than the other direction. This arrow indicates the preferred direction of diffraction. Let's end with a quick note about cleaning. Please do not clean the diffraction grating with anything. Wiping the grating or putting solvents on it could destroy the diffracting surface. Because it cannot be cleaned, we have supplied you with disposable gloves to handle the grating.